Right now, we're tracking new developments. This man arrested for a kidnapping in Aurora. 26-year-old John Snorsky behind bars in Arapahoe County. Take a look at this. Snorsky's just released mugshot alongside the sketch his victim helped police come up with. Pretty close. Aurora police calling the victim a brave little girl. 7 News with team coverage right now. 7 News reporter Molly Hendrickson digging into Snorsky's background and his lengthy criminal history. Let's start with Lindsey Sablan digging into how police tracked down the suspect. Lindsey, he was arrested earlier this week on an unrelated crime.
And Teresa, that is why John Snorsky is being held here at the Arapahoe County Jail. He was arrested on Tuesday for a different crime. Then police held him here while they got enough evidence to build up a case to link him to the attempted kidnapping. Now police worry there may be other victims.
Anybody who's come in contact with Mr. Snorsky would come forward and contact the Aurora Police Department.
At a press conference Saturday, Aurora Police asking if you know this man, 26-year-old John Snorsky, to call them. Snorsky became the suspect of an attempted kidnapping Tuesday. Police say he grabbed an 8-year-old girl from her bedroom Monday morning. The suspect let her go in this alley after she kicked and screamed. With the help of the girl, police drew this sketch.
The description was very good. She was a brave young lady, and she was kept her wits about her. 200
tips came in after that sketch. One of those leading police to Snorsky, who detectives were already investigating for a different crime in September where he made a false report to a pawnbroker. Police arrested him on that charge. While in custody, officers got a warrant to search this home where he was staying. They found enough evidence here and in his Mercedes, pictured on Facebook, to charge him with burglary and kidnapping. On his Facebook page, he says he loves art. He worked at this sub-stop at 6th and Sable, his work visible through the window. Workers here didn't want to talk on camera, but tell 7 News he had worked there for years. Now, again, Snorsky is being held on charges for 2 separate incidents. The total for his bond is $600,000. Live at Arapahoe County, Lindsey Sablan, 7 News.
The Call 7 investigators looking into Snorsky's time on parole. A source within the Department of Corrections tells me he was not an absconder and appears to have been meeting the terms of his parole. I've also learned Snorsky was not on intensive supervision probation, or ISP. Snorsky was put on what's called a parole hold Tuesday, suspected of violating the terms of his parole in that other case. The parole board can call a hearing to revoke parole at their discretion, but often waits until the new charges are heard. We're continuing our team coverage now. 7 News reporter Molly Hendrickson. And Molly, John Snorsky, no stranger to law enforcement. You're checking into his background.
And it shows 2 very different faces of John Snorsky. This video from his Facebook page, how many people knew him as a talented painter and tattoo artist. On Facebook, he describes a troubled childhood. His father, he says, went to prison for murder. His mother, he says, was abusive. He says he spent much of his childhood in group homes, orphanages, and foster care. That is until he was 17 when he says he burglarized a gun shop and was sent to prison. Now, we checked. Court records show a 2004 charge for burglary. In 2005, he violated his parole. He was also charged with grand theft auto out of Florida that same year. In 2007, he violated his parole again, and records show he was charged with burglary and sentenced to 2 years in DOC. He also had a 2007 indecent exposure charge, which was later dismissed. Then in September, he was arrested again for theft and making a false report. Now, people weighing in on his Facebook page, a lot of people surprised. Some people saying he is not guilty, others saying they're just not sure. We will continue to follow this and bring you the latest details at 10. Reporting live, Molly Hendrickson, 7 News.